Hello folks, and welcome back to Master of Better Fishing Tutorials. Today we're going to be tying a yellow dancer. Okay, nice simple fly. Hook I've got in the vise is a size 8 lure hook, so it's got a long shank on it. You can tie these on a 10, you can go down to 12s. I prefer the lure hooks because they've got a longer shank on them and they set up quite nice. Okay, I've got a 2.8mm bead on there and a rainbow colour. Again, you can turn that into a hothead, orange, anything you like. And all I've done is popped it on just before. I'm going to use some Semperfli Nano Silk, purely because it's nice and thin and doesn't build up a big body. You'll need some Mirage tinsel. That's an opal tinsel, medium from Vineyards. You'll need some white marabou for the tail. You'll need some super glue as well. I prefer the brush on stuff, the Loctite stuff, and you will also need a yellow cock cape. Okay, I'll show you how to select a feather in a minute, but basically when your hook's like this you can use your cape. There's one that I've got. Whilst the feather's still on the cape, you can slide it round the hook and that'll show you how much of an effect you're going to get on there. You'll see that's the extent that I'm going to get. So I'm going to select that feather and take it off and keep that aside. Okay, so I'm going to start on by popping some thread on. And I'll just trim down the thread there. Right, so first of all you're going to pop your tail on. Now this is quite important, but when you tie your marabou tail in, I'm just going to pinch a little, select a bit of marabou. I quite like a nice tail on this, as you'll see there. It's probably about ½ an inch worth of marabou. I'm going to take it off and you'll see that there. Right, so what I like to do with my marabou is cut them so that it's even, all level. I'll do that over my and then what you're going to do is you're then going to pluck away the ends once you've got hold of it. Okay, so just plucking away the ends just to get rid of all the underfluff. Okay, you'll see there quite a lot of underfluff on this, and I'm just picking away at it just to get it down. This will reduce the bulk in the fly, which is definitely something I don't like. I also forgot to mention as well, you'll need some wire as well just to hold the hackle. So I'm then going to place it on. There we go. And I'm just going to tie it in the top of the body all the way down to the back end, and then just tidy that up. And you don't really want anything, so touch and turns all the way back up just to push it all in and keep it all tidy. Okay, there we go. Now you can pinch your tail here, or anyway, I like my tail just about an inch long. There we go. Right, so the thing that I forgot earlier on, the wire. I'm going to take some silver wire, if I could find it. And I'm just going to take a wee bit of silver wire and I'm just going to play that down the body, the full length. Everything's got to go the full length so that you get a nice even body. Okay, pull it out there. Try and keep it on the side as well. There we go, and tie it all the way down to where your tail starts. Just work your way up. So you're trying to keep a nice even body all the way up to the head. Then I'm going to take my Mirage tinsel, if I could find the start of it. There we go. And we're just going to pull off a little bit. And I'm going to tie this in. all the way to the back. Again, you'll see I'm not building up a big body at all. This nano silk allows me to do this. You can tie this in with 8/0 thread as well. You just have to be a wee bit more careful on the body. You don't want it too big. So basically I've got my wire coming back and also my Mirage tinsel. Okay, this is where we're going to come in with a bit of super glue, and we're just going to coat the top of the body. So you'll see here it's just coated in. Give it a wee second, and then we're going to wrap forward using the tinsel. So we're going to do one turn at the back, keep it nice and neat. There we go, and then we're going to come forward and we're just going to keep it even, and we're just going to build the body, touch and turns all the way to the head. You'll see this will start to give a really nice effect on the camera just when the light hits it. There we go, and I'm going to do a couple of turns just at the head, and then I'm going to secure it in 2, 3, and then I'm going to come over 1, 2, 3 just to hold that thread just in case it bounces. What I mean by bounce, and I'm just going to trim it off there, what I mean by bounce is if you just do the 3 threads, the 3 wraps to secure it, and then the thread bounces, as in the bobbin hits, then what happens is sometimes this just unravels on itself. Okay, so there we go there. We've got this, we've got our wire still coming out the back, which I'm going to use when I palmer the feather. I'm then going to take the feather that I've chose. In fact, I'll get another feather because I don't like that one, it's all went squint. Here we go. So I'll take my feather, I'll find out where I want to tie it in. Now probably about maybe 1.5 inches worth of feather I want. So I'm going to stop here, don't want anything too big, and I'm just going to nip away the bottom bits. Just so you're left with something like that. Okay? You then trim away, nice and tight to the bottom. And you're then going to offer it up at an angle and tuck it in under the bead. A good few wraps just to secure this. There we go. So that's it all secured. Then I'm going to take your hackle pliers and pinch on the end of the hackle, and you're then going to wrap away from you. Right? You don't want to be holding this, and I'm going to do 2 turns at the head. So 1, 2, and then you're going to work back down the body with nice kind of open turns. Okay? But equal open turns. You want that pearly body to shine through. So if you've wrapped away from you, which I've done, you're then going to come up to the back, and you're then going to come up to the top over here. You're then going to take your wire, this is when it gets a wee bit fiddly. Now I'm holding with my thumb on one side, and then I'm going to take my other hand, my right hand, and I'm going to wrap my wire over the initial turn, and then I'm going to let this go. Okay, so that doesn't matter anymore, that's fell the wrong side. However, I'll just tidy that up. You're then going to get rid of that. I've got a wee bit of my vise that I can hold it with. You're then going to wrap the wire the opposite way through, making sure that you catch in the stem, and this is what gives you the strength. Okay, and you're coming across. Now I try and aim for every wrap to go over the stem, over the top, and if you do that, then everything will be fine. And then you want 2 turns at the front, 1 and 2, and then you're going to finish the front. So 1, 2 and 3, just to keep it tidy. And again, you'll see you'll not get a lot of bulk build up with a nano thread. Use the natural curve of the bead on the end just to get it, and then you're going to bend your wire away. Okay, and it'll come off nice and clean. Again, you'll see I've just completely left the hackle just now. Then going to fold back, just push back just to make sure I don't trap anything in, and I'm going to hold my hands like this, and I'm just going to build up a small head behind the bead. You need to watch, because you're not putting a lot of threads in this, you need to secure that bead. Then you're going to come in with your whip finish tool. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and just finish that off on the head there. Here we go. You're then going to pull off this feather here and just pull it away, and it'll come off clean just like that in the holder. And then you're ready to just pop your varnish. I'll use Sally Hansen's on this because it soaks in really well. You're going to hold your hackle back. You're then just going to dab the Sally Hansen's round, and that will keep it free from the hackle that you've just tied, and it'll make it nice and neat. And that, folks, is how you tie a yellow dancer. It looks magical in the water. It's kind of a fry imitation, and once you cast out, all these feathers sit back with the pearly body and the white tail. Like I say, you can tie these with hot heads in them as well, but that is your yellow dancer. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe, and we look forward to doing more tutorials.